Join me in this video as I put together a recording studio that I can use for the main channel narrations. This was done in a vlog style to make things interesting, and yes, I do make my own sound effects just randomly in normal life. If you're looking to start your own audio journey, I have a $0 way of getting semi-professional class audio at the end of the video. As a side note, this audio was recorded on the finished product of the studio. Anyways, on to the journey. Right, this is going to be the recording room. Wall, desk. We'll do some soundproofing. This is just a cell phone recording of the audio. And close the door. It's a nice big room, but it is a rented place, so I can't put anything on the walls. So here we go, clap test. The idea will be to put a blanket. Over here. Block off this section. Use these shelves for making a little U shape behind the desk, covering those in blankets. And using this on the left of the desk to hang a blanket on, and then using the trestles to put some uprights, maybe behind it and down here, to create another U shape. And the problem is on the top, but just those three should help significantly. We'll create a blanket fort of doom. All right, we're back with a bunch of crap that I could find from the local shop, general store, massive general store. Apparently, this is not my soccer team, but this is the soccer team, or football team of the owner of the house, and there is game day today, so the city closes early. So this is what we could get to try and make a studio. And these are king poopy blankets, which will act as our soundproofing. And then we'll just build a tent with these. Pull them off the wall, unscrew them. I managed to get two more. We'll build them and connect them into a sitting position. That whining sound is the washing machine. And then we should be able to get some nice soundproofing. But let's get that done. I don't actually remember whether I recorded this, but we built a blanket fort with some shells, some string, some cable ties, and blankies. When you're doing the blankies, you want the poofy blankies. The more air they have in them, the more soundproof they are. So some of the soundproofing has arrived. As you can see, what I've done is it came in that package, and that's the same as that. So all I'm doing for now is unpacking it so it can go like that and have time to spring up. And then we have these things that we can stick it to the wall. And that is step number next. Cool, I'm sitting at my desk now, and as you can see, we've got 3 rows from one end of the desk all the way to the other. Let me stand up. So there's desk. It will be replaced at some point, but it's a dresser table and it's wood. I've worked with worse. And we've done this much. This is 48 30 by 30 panels, 2.5 centimeters thick, or 1 inch. So they're quite nice. I have 61 centimeter coming through. Those will be used on the concrete ceiling, and it'll make a big difference. And then I'll order another 24 or 48 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 times 3. That doesn't make right. 48. 48? Don't know. Maybe more. That's going to bug me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 32, 48. 48 of these bad boys. I'll order another 48. But what I did, as I measured for my desk, I went 3 up, grabbed the rusty trusty spirit level, drew a nice level line, so we could put all of this in. Then we'll do that around. But the cool thing is we've got these stands, they're metal, which is not great. But if you put stuff like blankets on it, it'll act as a dampener by itself. But I think you can already hear it's made a difference. Floor, tiles, bad. We'll get a carpet. Plush carpet, a pseudo plush carpet, nothing expensive. Just needs to be poofy. Just remember, the more poofy it is, the better it is at absorbing sound. Cool. Okay, so we've made some upgrades to the recording room. Excuse me. The last you saw, we put those on. Still waiting for more. Cushions, which you can get from anywhere. We just happen to have some lying around, so that didn't cost anything, but you should be able to get it at a Goodwill or secondhand store. Just make sure that you wash them. They're nice and sound deadening. So this is just a temporary solution until we get more of those. Over there, went and bought carpet. This is a light shag carpet. Because now the 2 flattest surfaces that are going to reflect stuff is the floor and the ceiling. Ceiling we're going to be working on soon. This is a dog blanket because it's his favorite blanket. Of course it is, because it's got kitties on it. At some point we will better sort out this room behind here, but that deadened some sound. And then this also deadened some sound. It's just the cupboards, the shelves with some blankets on. So, excuse me, still not perfect. But we are getting there. By the end of the week, we should have a decent recording studio. We have a network cable. It's now nice on the outside, not nice on the inside. That does 1 gigabit. So we've got all the jiggly bits we need. Yeah. Still, this is better than what we had. So we can still record in this, which I'll be doing shortly. Then later this week, we'll do ceiling and then finish off this band. Use these to fill up this hole. And then hopefully that should be mostly it. Oh, spider. Hello, spider. Daddy Longlegs. You are a Daddy Longlegs. Hello, Daddy Longlegs. Hi. Okay. Anyway, local wildlife. Carpets as well, you can get them secondhand. At the end of this whole thing, I'll put up a price in the various stages. And then I'll show you a stupidly cheap way to do this. Cool. All right, I think we've reached the final form of this room, at least for the time being. We've got 2 sets of foam. We've got the deep foam, the good stuff. We've got the cheap stuff. As you can see, very, very cheap. That is 2.5 millimeter. This is 2.5 centimeters. Or 1 centimeter. And this is 2.5 centimeters. The stuff's cheap. It's not cut square, but it does the job. We're using the thick stuff in the band where I talk, which is the computer, and then the thin stuff just to help out a bit. If we look up, we have thick stuff just above where I talk, and then a little bit of thin stuff over here. Now, we've still got these two, I'm not going to be fixing them now because that is plasterboard. There's a single sheet of plasterboard between this room and the next. These walls are brick. So for that and that, there's a little nook that goes back here. That creates an echo, so we're just breaking that up with this. There is shelves behind there with pads and stuff. Same here. Look on the floor, we've got the dog, not here, but we've got this carpet, and we've got some pads, and we've got some other carpet. So that'll break up the sound on the floor. These pads are on these shelves behind this curtain. So that's breaking up the echo from within there. But this wall on the inside is also plasterboard. Also a single layer of plasterboard. So what we need to do is, this is perfectly good enough to record in. Problem is we're going to get noise coming from there, there, and there. The door is not much we can do about it. We might put some soundproofing on the other side of the door. We'll see. I just want to point out that this is not soundproofing. This is sound dampening, which is for echoes. This doesn't stop sound coming in from outside. What it does is it stops sound bouncing off the walls. That's what it's designed for. Which is what we need in this room. These three walls, this one, and this one, are brick. This one and this one, there's dirt on the other side of this, and this one has a staircase. No noise coming through there. This, because there's a garage behind here, the noise is going to travel through. So we'll need to put some soundproofing probably on the other side, and the same with there. But that's a future project, possibly, just to neaten stuff up a bit, rather than having random blankets, but you know, random blankets are a voice actor's best friend, or a narrator's best friend. There's an energy drink. Yeah. There we go. All right. We're in our final form, basically. Could it be better? Of course. It could always be better. Wait, I even have a swivelly chair, so we can do a nice spin. Whee! Okay. Top. So these are going to be here for a while because we need to reinforce the wall to be soundproof, because that is just a plasterboard, and this wall going down here is a plasterboard, and the wall over there is a plasterboard. So we need to make that soundproof, probably from the other side. Excuse me. Challenge is going to be that it's not that difficult to make it soundproof, but to make it soundproof in such a way that it doesn't damage or change the architecture, because this is in my house, we're renting. The owner is cool with us sticking shit to the wall, not so much with changing other shit. So that's that. As you can see, we've got the corner baffles up, soundproofing rather than baffles, all the way around. Whee! So that's going to stop the reverberation bouncing between the 90-degree angles. 90-degree angles, horrible for echo. Well, good for echo, horrible for recording. On the floor here, carpet, and random pads. You can see they're blocking off the corners, so it isn't quite a 90-degree angle from solid to solid. Got blankets all over the place. Still got trestles. Got my footstool, which is a concrete block. Quite a spacious room. And I think we're good to go. So, reverb is sorted. Now we just need to work on soundproofing on this side. Other than that, we're good. Also, these are the expensive 5 centimeter ones, and these are the cheap 1 centimeter ones. I did find a good technique. Let me see if I can find one. These corner baffles need to be 90 degrees, and a lot of them came like this, you see, squished. When they get them out the packet and they spread, it's all squished. So I chucked them in the tumble dryer at a low heat for 10 minutes, and they all surprisingly popped up. Those three over there managed to miss this whole thing. I do have more corner baffles coming, mainly because I ordered extra, because my maths sucks. So this was 72. 3 packs of 24. We got all of this and all of this. Only ones I want to do is up here, like we've done with the next pack, and then this corner as well. Doesn't have to be done. It's a nice to have. We can do the corner down here, and then maybe just put some baffles down here. Not really needed, but if we've got the extra stuff, we've got the extra stuff. For this one, I want to build a wooden frame that isn't attached to the wall, but wedged between that column, which is concrete, and this floor, which is concrete. And then build up a soundproof wall to block it from behind. Right now, that's filled with cushions, so it's doing a nice job in deadening the sound. So my big problem is the door and that wall. Okay. Stay tuned for the super cheap budget version of this. Pretty sure that it's not going to surprise anyone. Maybe it'll surprise someone. Cool. Cheers. It's taken me 5 videos, to figure out that I was holding the phone the wrong way around. So, editing me is going to have so much fun with this. This is just a proof of concept. This is a large room. I wouldn't have a clue. It's 3.2 by 6 meters. 3.2 by 6 meters. So roughly 18 square meter room, 20 square meter room, somewhere around there. So a large room for a recording thing, as you can see behind me. Got all the things, you can see up there. We've got the things over there. We've got blankets and stuff. These aren't special blankets, just normal blankets. I'm recording this as a test to show you the difference, which we're going to do some tongue twisters. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? And then let's go with how much wood would a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood. As you can see, a lot less reverberation. Now I'm going to teleport to the next location. All right, we've teleported into the stairwell. Now my studio is on the opposite end of this. Let's do this the right way. Yes, you're doing it the right way. Got the hat on, the attack caterpillars, everything. So the recording room is on the other side. We've got a door into the garage, basement. Somehow I've ended up becoming a basement dweller. So these two cupboards are almost exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the tongue twisters, and then I will show you the padded room. So, standing in the middle, which is the absolute worst place to be. Thumb. Oh, yes. Yes, this is professional. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood. So, you can hear echoey. It's coming up from the stairs and bouncing around. Now, we're going into dungeon number 1. Dungeon number 1, there's a stool, there's a closet. So it's a pretty small closet by some people's standards. Ideally, I would want this on the floor rather than there, but I've tested it out and we're good. Okay. And yes, this is exactly how dark it is. Let's just put on the light. There we go, got some light. That's a horror film. Okay. So here I am, wedged into this cupboard. As you can hear, echo still very bad. Sounding different, a lot more tinny. Not as boomy as the big room, which makes sense because... No. torch. There. So I can reach, my back's touching the one side and I can actually touch the other. My feet are wedged in. And we'll do it in here. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck ever wood? Okie dokie. So, there we go. As you can hear, it's better than the room, not as good as the studio. But now we're going to go do the cheapie, the blanket fort approach to sound recording. And I might sound ridiculous, but I stand by the blanket fort. Oh. Insert joke here about falling out of the cupboard. Now, people ask me, what requirements do people need to be a narrator or a voice actor? And my first answer is always, in no way must you be claustrophobic, to the point where you need to be comfortable in enclosed spaces. So this monstrosity, which is just right next door to the previous one, is a blanket fort. It is hot, it is uncomfortable. Technically, if you leave the doors closed for too long, you're going to start to suffocate, because the fine craftsmanship here, we've got, as you can see, here's my finger, teeny tiny. It's not allowing much air in, it's not supposed to. We've got blanket 1, blanket 2, because there's a hole. I've got coat hanger, so one here to push it out. Same on that side. So we'll squish in here, then we can close the door. But this one, I actually installed a light, vaguely. Okay, so like that. So we have a light, which any light while you're recording is good. So I'm going to close this one. My leg in first. Oh, my hip. Okay. So now what we're doing is literally my shoulders are touching both sides. But you should already hear the difference about what these blankets are making from this to that. Right? Same deal. This one is slightly bigger. By slightly, I mean just teeny tiny. So this is not the most comfortable, but it definitely is the best. There are many narrators that, in this sort of situation, may not be this cramped because it's such a small closet. But the smaller the space, the easier it is to soundproof it. And the cheaper. You can just use anything. So these are 2 blankets. Duvet blankets folded in half. We've got 4, as you can see above my head. The coat hanger is doing its job by spreading it out. We've got 4 of those. We've got 4 clothes pegs holding the front and the that we're not talking into wood. And we have 1 cable tie tied to the inside of the door so I can put it closed. And then a bench, got a little something to sit on. We could do this without sitting, but if I did it without sitting for long enough, I would literally have to be pulled out of here because I would just seize. So here we go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? And there you go. This, all in all, brand new, costs about $50. Brand new. All of the stuff you can find laying around your house. You can use blankets, put them in before recording, take them out when you need them. You can even use closets with clothes in them, which some people do. This closet isn't big enough for clothes to be in here and me to be in here. But yeah, there you go.
Silence. But this also is an important thing, that this stops reverberation. It doesn't stop noise from coming in from outside. These are two very different things. So when you're picking your closet, you want the closet that is closest to the center of the house as possible, sharing no walls with the outside. That's got to be the best bet for a closet. I accidentally hit the stop recording button. So yeah, that's that. You don't need an engineering degree. Oh, and the light. The little light. You can get a little headlamp. If you go to Goodwill, if you go to, what is it, secondhand store or something like that, you can find all this stuff for super cheap. So you might be asking, how would I record this? If I were to start again, I would use my cell phone as the microphone. As you can hear, it's coming through fine. And then I would read off a piece of paper or read off another cell phone. Borrow my wife's cell phone, read off of that. Either or. The light doesn't matter. You just need to hold, maybe get a cell phone stand so that you can point it to your, the microphone to your face better. And away you go. So you don't have to spend hundreds of euros or dollars or monies to do the thing. All the money buys you is comfort and space, which, coming from somebody who built my channel like this, is worth the money eventually, if you have it. But starting out, it's perfect. It's how I started my channel. Had a little bit more wiggle room than this, but also had a lot worse sounding microphone.